Bricks and Minifigs, a name that sends shivers down the spines of even the strongest individuals. Obviously, by now, you know the tale, a horror story, if you will, of Brian Mansell's family's Lego collection. An Oregon Bricks and Minifigs store, a CEO and corporate office from Utah, and a YouTuber by the name of Reckless Ben. This absolutely insane story has unfolded over the last couple months and has absolutely captivated the world's gaze. And while everyone is still trying to unravel what actually went down with this Bricks and Minifigures situation, my question isn't what happened, it's what is going to happen next. Can Bricks and Minifigures recover where they are at this point and be able to run and operate a fully successful business again? Or will this absolutely insane publicity force them to close their doors forever? Finally, the last thing I want to say before we dive into this video is that throughout this entire time, my heart definitely goes out to the Mansell family. Brian Mansell and his family deserve the money that they were supposed to get, and I hope that very, very soon they're able to be compensated not only for the Legos that were taken from them, but the stress that has been put onto that entire family. They absolutely need and deserve that money they were supposed to receive. And at the same time, my heart goes out to all of the Bricks and Minifigures owners that were not a part of this situation at all. There are so many franchise owners and employees that have had a very difficult time just living their regular lives over the past couple months simply because of these awful actions taken out by corporate and other owners from other locations. And my heart definitely goes out to all of the people that have been treated poorly or received crap from this situation when they had absolutely nothing to do with it whatsoever. All of these random BAM owners and employees do not deserve random hate. They had absolutely nothing to do with this situation. With that being said, though, let's dive into the video. Will Bricks and Minifigures close their doors forever, or do I think they can recover and come back in the Big 27? Starting us off right away, guys, I have to say, I do think after analyzing and looking through everything, if Bricks and Minifigures does not make a change and quick, I do think they are going to be closing down a lot of their stores. Right off the bat, how I personally feel, I do not want to shop at a Bricks and Minifigs probably ever again. I shopped at a Bricks and Minifigs once, and I had an okay experience. Their prices were really high, and it was okay. I just don't see myself ever going back to one after this situation. I just don't want to give my money towards this company. Of course, like I said, there's going to be so many business owners and employees from BAM that are really great people and great Lego community members. And I understand that, and I know all of you watching this video understand that as well. I just don't want to give my money to that, and I'm sure most of you are in the exact same boat. You just don't want to give your money to Bricks and Minifigs, and I think that is going to be their biggest downfall. So many people are going to be stepping away saying, hey, I'm not purchasing from Bricks and Minifigs ever again, and they're going to be cutting down their supply of income just dramatically. And unfortunately, that is going to be terrible for so many business owners from Bricks and Minifigs that, once again, they had absolutely nothing to do with this, but their stores, their life savings, their hard work is put in jeopardy because of this awful situation. And I just don't think many of these stores will be able to remain open and still receive enough income to keep those doors open with this situation all over the place. It has got to get resolved for BAM, and it's got to get resolved quick. So what do I think they could do to fix this situation? Or they really can't fix it. It's done. But what do I think they could do to help mend the situation? You know, put a patch over this situation and hopefully slow down this really, really drastic fall off that the company is experiencing. I think right away, the first and most important thing they could do is write a check to the Mansell family. Bricks and Minifigures is worth over $400 million. Writing a check to the family that'll probably end up being less than $100,000 is not a lot of money when it comes to Bricks and Minifigs. Whether they think they're right or not, they could simply hand out the money to this family, They don't need to admit defeat. They could keep going on with their lawsuits with Ben and all this stuff going on. They could still just give Brian Mansell's family a check. That's all they got to do. If they write the family a check, like I said, it's going to be about $100K, maybe less, depending on what exactly was sold and what wasn't sold. It's just pocket change to them. But that is going to be big game changer money for that family. That's all they got to do. Right there. Just give the family some money. They don't have to admit anything. They don't have to step off their pedestal or their stance on they don't think they did anything wrong. They could still say that, but they could just give the family money just out of the kindness of their hearts. They could do that and not blink an eye. It is just pocket change to them. And so many people would be happy with that. So many people are sticking to this case, paying attention to it simply because they want to see Brian Mansell and his family receive the money. They want to see Brian Mansell win. His family receive compensation. And if Bricks and Minifigs were to do this, if they could throw in an extra 10, 15, 20 grand. Once again, pennies, nickels, dimes to this company. And that would be game changer for Brian Mansell's family. That's a huge amount of money for a normal family compared to a large corporation. I want to see Brian Mansell's family win. I want to see them get a check. I want to see them do okay. They have dealt with so much stress and issues from this. They deserve that compensation. Bricks and Minifigs can do whatever they want. Just compensate the family. That's what I want to see. The next step that I think they could do to helping preserve their company is release everything to do with their policy updates. They've stood on their grounds that their policies have been this way for a very long time. No consignments, blah, blah, blah. We have documentation, and there's been documentation all over the place that everybody's seen that proves that that is incorrect. What they've got to do is be transparent with everybody. Everyone's watching this case. The world is watching. This is your time to just be fully transparent, showcase all the paperwork, and hey, if they were available, if consignments were supposed to be able to be done, like it seems they were, then just say, hey, my bad. They were able to be done. We screwed up here. I think taking that little bit of accountability, saying, okay, I think the company might have messed up here. That will speak wonders to so many people. That alone. Those two things, transparency and honesty about their side of the situation without, silencing themselves every 10 seconds of, I'm not going to answer that question, or I'm going to lie about this when it's already been proven. If they were to be transparent and honest fully with the community about what's going on, like I said, revealing all of the policies and policy changes and putting in place a new policy, the new stuff into effect, so that everyone can read it, everyone can understand. And if they did mess up, which most people are about 99% sure they did, then just say, hey, my bad. Come on, take some accountability. What do we want to see from Lego all the time when they mess something up? Just Lego, speak on it. Say something. Say, hey, we messed up on this. We know the printing was terrible. We know the sticker quality was terrible. We know the minifigure was inaccurate. We know we could have included a minifigure here. All anybody ever wanted was Lego to say, hey, we messed up. We're going to try to make it better in the future. I think that's what people are looking for here with Bricks and Minifigs. They want to hear some bit of accountability. Hey, we messed up. We're going to do better in the future. We're not going to let this happen again. We're going to do better in the future. And I think that's going to speak a lot to a lot of people. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody messes up on things, but it's learning from those mistakes and moving forward that shows what kind of a person you are, what kind of a company you are. And I think that'll speak to a lot of people on this situation. Transparency, honesty about everything. That is going to be massive. And just giving the family some money. Pay them off. Give them some compensation. That's all that I think a lot of people really want to see right now. I think that's the first big step they can take into improving this bridge that has just been destroyed between Bricks and Minifigures and the Lego community. If they can slowly start to patch this bridge up, they might be able to keep these company doors open. But I think on the path they're going, lots of people are not going to want to shop there anymore. Let me know what you think of all this in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you all very, very soon.